Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kristen and this is Growing Zone 9B, where we talk about all kinds of things. So today it was brought to my attention because I don't really watch a lot of TV. One of my friends at work, her dad actually works for a dealership. I'm not going to say the name of the dealership, but he works for a dealership. And he's been doing this for like a very long time. And there was a breach, a cyber attack on the software that is utilized when you purchase vehicles. So he has been apparently sitting at the dealership for about 3 days, and he has not been able to work because you see everything that we do now is in a digital format. So here is the article. Car dealerships in North America revert to pens and paper after cyber attack on software. There it is. This is legit, no joke. So, y'all, CDK Global, a company that provides software for thousands of auto dealerships in the US and Canada, was hit by back-to-back cyber attacks on Wednesday. A cyber attack that led to an outage that has continued to impact operations. Listen, wake up. Wake up, friends. This is the stuff that I'm trying to talk to you guys about. Like, I'm trying to teach you, I'm trying to educate you. What happens if that happened to a grocery store? It could happen. What are you gonna do if you cannot purchase groceries for 3 days? Do you have enough food to get you by? Let's just say, I mean, I don't know, hypothetically, let's just throw a hypothetical in there. What if something happened for a week? In European countries, a lot of times they're doing daily shopping. My sister-in-law used to live in the Netherlands, and they don't really have the big spaces that we seem to have here in the United States. So I'm not saying they don't have any spaces, but what I'm saying is I think they have to be very intentional about their shopping and their purchases for their food. And a lot of times they shop daily, so they're definitely going out and buying things that, you know, they eat every day. It's fresh, it's delicious, but I think that comes at a cost that you have to know a farmer. A lot of times, like here in the States, you're gonna have to know a farmer. You're gonna need to know people that are growing in order to kind of shop like that. We don't have those types of markets really here in the United States that you go daily. You may go to the grocery store every day, but it's not like the markets in the quaint, cute, as I would say it's cute, you know, type of practices that we just don't really have here. And you know, that takes me back to when we had COVID and people were confined to their homes, you know, or if you get sick. So this is just a lovely, gentle, friendly reminder that if you were growing food, at least you would have something to put on the table. So, you know, for me, I could go out, I could grab some papayas. I can, right now we are in passion fruit season, so I could grab some passion fruit. I've definitely got some tomatoes set up. We've got salsa. You know, obviously there's a lot of things that we don't have, but I have flour. I could make bread. I have an individual who provides me with chickens and eggs, and then I know an individual who is a rancher, and so they have beef. And so you've got to learn to network with people, because if the system went down, you know, what are you gonna do? I just think that this is really a good wake-up call while this is happening to the dealerships. I mean, think about it. What if you were desperate and you needed to get a vehicle? What would you end up doing right now if they didn't have a means? Because I know the dealership that my friend's dad is at, they're not doing pen and paper. So you know, I guess they could if it came down to it, but that's what I'm saying. I just think we're so digital anymore that we have kind of lost track of that, putting your hands on the materials that you need, because you just whip out a credit card. Most Americans are in quite a bit of debt. Like I say, it's the working poor. Being in the field of mental health, working in the field of death and dying, I definitely think that there's a lot of folks who, once a spouse dies or someone dies within the family, it can put a burden or a hardship on the family. And if, you're the working lower class, or, financially lower class, you're the working poor. I mean, literally, there's people living paycheck to paycheck. That's a fact. There was some statistic that came out that, I think it was 65% of the United States doesn't even have $1,000 in their bank account right now. So that they can go as a reserve. That they are literally just living paycheck to paycheck. If something urgent happened, what would they do? And so, I just think that all these things are kind of coming together. We've had the bird flus, we've had, mad cow, all these things happening with the cows, or they, their industries are burning up, and trains are falling off the tracks with chemicals, and, making your water toxic, and all these things keep happening. And I think that we keep just shifting our minds, and we're just like, it happened, they'll clean it up, we'll move on. At any given point, it doesn't have to be to that level, but I mean, think about it. Here in Florida, we go through hurricanes. What if a hurricane came through? I always say, just be prepared. Stay vigilant, keep your eyes open. That's my idea of being awake in this world. People are like, you're just alert. Just be alert. Just pay attention to what's going on. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, and I am not for or against necessarily anything per se, but I definitely think there's shady stuff that happens, and I just think we need to just be good citizens that pay attention to what's happening in the world, and taking care of our friends and family, and really creating that network of support for each other, and just knowing where we can turn if something does happen that we needed to put our hands on some food or some supplies. Because I have said this before, remember, the buffalo were killed to get rid of the Indians. So if the government is willing to do that, what do you think they're willing to do to you? So, food for thought. You are no different to them. You are labor. You are, in the workforce. You are supporting the top tiers. I mean, look at most businesses. That's how it is. You've got this hierarchy of people. And I have not really worked at a place where the uppers have really cared that much. They are, at the end of the day, out for themselves. So, I mean, there could always be change, but I think that this is another good eye-opener for us. That's what I think. So I don't want to keep this video too long, but I do want you all to stay abreast of the information that is out there, and keep yourselves in the loop on things that are important for us as a nation and as a society, because you never know where this would lead. Hypothetically, what if this does last for a period of time? Are they gonna put you on a limit, like you can just wait for a vehicle, or I mean, I don't know. If you needed to get your hands on a car, what would you do if you can't go do it now? Or something else happens. So just keep your eyes open. That's basically what I want to tell y'all. Make sure that you continue to grow. And that you're always planning for the future, and that you always have something. I mean, right now, if I had to eat a salad, I'd go out there and make some Brazilian spinach, a little Okinawa spinach. I have a few tomatoes hanging in there right now, just fresh. Like I said, I'd have the ability to put my hands on some fruit. I definitely have some edible cactus pads that could be eaten, some nasturtiums. You know, I could make a little bit of some teas. I got some herbs for teas. So, you know, while it might not be the most delicious thing, at least I can put something on the plate, even in the heat of summer. So keep that in mind as we move forward through our growing seasons. All right, everyone, until next time, love one another, be kind, and I will see you guys in my next video.